In the cold silence of an underground parking lot, a child's scream shattered the air like glass. "Help my mom. Please, somebody help my mom." The little girl's voice echoed between the concrete walls, trembling with fear and desperation. Her small hands clutched a torn teddy bear, her eyes wide with horror as she stood beside her unconscious mother, a woman in a blood-stained blouse lying motionless on the floor. Around them, the bodies of several suited men lay sprawled, their weapons scattered, their arrogance crushed. And kneeling beside the wounded woman, holding her trembling hand, was a man in a grease-stained blue mechanic uniform, a man whose past was darker and deeper than anyone could guess. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of doing what's right, take a moment now to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Tales. Every story here is a reminder that even in the darkest corners of the world, light still fights to survive. His name was Ethan Cole, a single father, a former Navy SEAL turned auto mechanic. He had seen enough violence to fill 10 lifetimes, but after losing his wife in a tragic accident 5 years ago, he had promised himself one thing: never again. Never again would he pick up a gun. Never again would he bring danger near his little daughter, Lily. He lived quietly, fixing engines in a small garage on the outskirts of the city, surviving one day at a time. But fate, as cruel as it can be, doesn't knock, it crashes in. That night, Ethan was finishing a late shift when he heard the distant cry. At first, he thought it was just the echo of the city, maybe a drunk or a car alarm. But then he heard it again, clearer, sharper, desperate: "Help my mom." He dropped his wrench instantly, instincts kicking in. His heart raced as he followed the sound into the underground parking lot next door, guided only by that one trembling voice. What he saw froze him in place: a group of men in black suits beating a woman beside a black luxury car, while a little girl screamed from a few feet away, powerless and terrified. Ethan didn't think. Training took over. His mind went blank, but his body remembered every move, every counter, every strike. The shadows became his allies as he moved with speed and precision, taking down one attacker after another. Within seconds, the air was filled with the thuds of bodies hitting concrete. When the last man fell, Ethan turned to the woman. Her lip was bleeding, her blouse torn, her breathing shallow. The girl ran toward him, clutching his arm, crying uncontrollably. "Please, help my mom," she sobbed, shaking. Ethan knelt, checking the woman's pulse. Still alive, barely. He lifted her carefully into his arms and said softly, "It's okay. She's going to be fine. I promise." He carried her to his old pickup truck and drove straight to his garage, which doubled as his makeshift home. Lily, his daughter, woke up from her bed as he rushed the woman inside. "Daddy, who is she?" she whispered, clutching her blanket. "Someone who needs our help," he replied. For hours, he cleaned her wounds, using his field medic skills from his SEAL days. By dawn, she stirred, whispering weakly, Where's my daughter?" "She's safe," Ethan said, pointing to the little girl asleep on the couch beside Lily, both curled up under a blanket. The woman's eyes filled with tears. "Thank you, you saved us." Over the next few days, Ethan learned that the woman's name was Olivia Grant, CEO of one of the city's biggest tech firms. Her husband had died mysteriously months ago, and since then, a group of corrupt board members had been trying to seize control of her company. When she refused to sign over her shares, they hired men to convince her. The night Ethan found her, they planned to scare her enough to disappear, permanently. Ethan didn't want to get involved any further. He'd done his part, he told himself. He'd saved her life, now it was time to go back to fixing cars and raising Lily. But something about Olivia and her daughter, Emma, wouldn't let him walk away. Maybe it was the way Emma clung to him, calling him Uncle Ethan. Maybe it was the way Olivia smiled softly every time Lily shared her toys with Emma. Or maybe it was because Ethan saw something in Olivia's eyes that mirrored his own: loss, pain, and the fragile hope of healing. But danger wasn't done with them yet. One evening, as Ethan closed his garage, he noticed a black SUV parked across the street. The next morning, the windows of his shop were shattered, and a message was spray-painted on the wall: "Stay out of this." His hands shook as he read it. He had promised to protect his daughter from violence, and now it had found them again. Olivia felt guilty. "I've brought danger to your home," she said, tears in her voice. But Ethan looked at her and said quietly, "You didn't bring it. Evil comes on its own, and I've faced worse." The soldier inside him that he had buried for years was awake again. He started watching the streets, setting up cameras, preparing quietly. He wasn't going to run. When they came for her again, this time in the same parking garage where it all began, Ethan was ready. They thought they were hunting a mechanic. They didn't know they were facing a ghost from the Navy SEALs, a man who had survived war zones and nightmares they couldn't imagine. The fight was brutal, fast, and silent. And when it was over, Olivia lay safe in his arms once more, while Emma clutched her teddy bear and cried softly beside them. That's the image that would stay burned in the hearts of everyone who later heard the story, the moment captured by a nearby security camera, a grease-stained mechanic kneeling in a pool of light, holding a wounded woman's hand, while a crying child stood beside them clutching hope itself. Olivia later used her power and resources to expose the men behind the attacks. She didn't do it for revenge, she did it to ensure no one else suffered the same fear. But she didn't do it alone. Standing beside her through every courtroom hearing, every press conference, was Ethan, the man who had once promised never to fight again, but who did, when it truly mattered. Months later, when the storm had finally settled, Ethan went back to his garage. Life returned to a gentle rhythm, fixing cars, raising Lily, finding peace. But sometimes, in the quiet moments, he would look up from under a hood and see Olivia and Emma walking toward him with smiles, bringing homemade lunch. They had become family, bound not by blood, but by survival, courage, and the unspoken language of hearts that have healed together. And every time Emma hugged him and whispered, "Thank you for saving my mom," Ethan would smile and say, "No, kiddo. You both saved me too." If this story touched your heart, if you believe that courage and kindness can still change lives, please like, share, and subscribe to Kindness Tales. Speech balloon special request: before you go, comment down below, "I still believe in good people." Because sometimes, one act of kindness can save more than a life, it can save a soul.